channel.
You know what time it is, No Press Fam. Welcome to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment where all fights are welcomed from across many universes. I'm your gracious host, Class. And if you enjoy our content, share, like, subscribe, and become a No Press Fam member. We put out new episodes every week. With introduction said, let's get to the beat. And also a quick shout out to SR Striker for recommending this one to us. And this will be our last episode for 2024 until 2025. So let's get things started. In one corner, representing Marvel Comics, Baron Zemo. Alright, so let's talk about the endgame. This guy faces Captain America on a regular who possesses the super soldier serum. Batman is at the peak top level you can reach as a human without a serum. I mention this because comparison to his regular foe should show Zemo is capable of matching blows with the bat. With prep time, he has a lot more going for him, one of which is inventing a device that could leave the Cape Crusader in heavy waters. Batman is intelligent and has some of the most impressive equipment for crime fighting. However, Batman in the comics usually relies on someone to invent most of those devices. Zemo, however, has been known to be a brilliant inventor, which comes in handy when needing to think of a weapon on the spot. His adamantium sword has to come into play when battling it out with the Dark Knight, and with this weapon he may just have this fight in his grasp, for the metal isn't surpassed by many of DC Comics' own material. So let's say, sorry, my apologies, I meant to say that not a lot of weapons are superior to the adamantium in Marvel Comics. Like DC doesn't have that many metal that is that strong like the vibranium. Maybe close to it might be the Tangerian armor material or metal. So let's say this becomes a sword fight. Zemo has greater odds of gaining the upper hand, as the one, he has the stronger sword, and two, being Batman has lost every now and then in a sword fight against worthy swordsmen like Ra's al Ghul and I believe also Bane. Defense wise, has a trick up his sleeve, as his suit possesses certain material to slow down momentum, which means even if Batman came at him with his might, wouldn't do much damage, as the suit would prevent the hit's momentum from making a dent on him. Wildcard set a trap exactly the same as he did to Photon and managed to lure Batman into his trap. He could imprison Bats in a single moment in time, and knowing Zemo's cruelty, most likely the moment he'd choose would be the moment he lost his parents. Yeah, that's messed up, but that's Zemo for you. Captain America gets mentioned again only because he doesn't only have super everything, he also can fight, given he's been in several battles during World War II and has been in many battles after that with the Avengers. This is to explain the gravity of Zemo's might, as he fights this guy regularly and doesn't stay down. Zemo can duke it out with Batman is the point I'm making. As many would think Zemo wouldn't have Batman's knowledge of fighting, which is a fair point, but he didn't have that when fighting Captain, so safe bet rules apply as well with Batman. Zemo can use those magic stones that can absorb energy, bring those out when Batman tries loading his big gun made of some sort of energy beam, and he could use that to absorb the blast Bat brings at him. Another wild card with his prep time and his intellect, if he can discover quickly Batman's identity, he could definitely level the playing field to his favor, and I'm talking about Batman's loved ones. If he were to get the Bat to come to him, but had everything prepared, he could find a loved one of Bruce, hold them for leverage without letting Bruce know and their missing whereabouts. Batman and him battled it out, but it appears Batman might have his ticket. He could pull out a surprise curtain with Batman's friends or family. Now I know that you're thinking that's cruel and cheating, but yeah, this is Zemo. He isn't known to be honorable, he's known to be tactical. Batman would never gamble his loved ones, as he thinks he could find a way, and with Zemo's intelligence on the same level as him, he knows it would be hard to disarm whatever Zemo has cooking as a trap in time before it does any harm, meaning he would probably surrender and allow himself to be taken for torture rather than gamble whoever's life is at stake. Hey, a win is a win. Alright, and now representing on this corner, DC Comics' own, the Dark Knight himself, Batman. Alright, let's talk about the endgame. The better fighter would clearly go to Batman given his vast knowledge, so a close-up brawl leaves Zemo in trouble. His gadgets are plenty, meaning he's got lots to rely on compared to Zemo at moment's notice. He can work on devices as well, but who's at that time going to make something at a moment's notice, especially during a fight? He just has too much reaction time to his favor with any gadget he decides to pop out with. His improvisation is much more of a faster reaction time than Zemo would be in an out-of-nowhere fight. Zemo is impressive, but Batman just possesses more. Another example is environment changing during the fight, where Batman has a plan for every condition ever known on Earth, while Zemo resources are limited by that. Strength-wise, he could overpower him with a strike with a thunderous blow, or just kind of manhandle him, since he is a little bit stronger even on the top peak physical conditions. He could probably just overpower him with his legs, considering he can bench press 500. Weapons wise, he has the Batjets and the Batmobiles, along with suits of armor for several circumstances, and gadgets that also have magical elements to it every now and then. The suit would help Batman against any power-up Zemo might get, if Batman were to level up to Superman's powers, there's no chance Baron will ever take him. Okay, if he ever gets, you remember Batman, if you don't remember or you haven't read the comics, Batman gets Superman's power and then he is like holding the Justice League down by himself. Okay, he learned the powers quickly and then held the team down. Yeah, he also has a trap to rely on should the moment call for it, and that's the device that placed Doomsday in the Phantom Zone. Same weapon could be used to trap Zemo. He is much faster than Zemo is dodging. While yes, Zemo dodges Vision's energy beam, Batman had dodged a New God's Omega beam. That's right, I'm talking about Darkseid. And that feat alone should be plenty to say he could move slightly faster in the battlegrounds. Batman likes to do his research and have contingency plans should anything not turn out to his favor. And these two combinations would be troublesome for Baron, as he could learn weaknesses, how he was defeated before, and any plan Bs Batman might have are hard to predict at times. Meaning that if Batman gets to know you, he's gonna do way more damage with his information than you are. At the end of the day, Zemo's suit isn't made out of most sophisticated tech to roam the Earth, which means flashbangs, loud noises, even certain face cover based products could be enough for Batman to get the drop on Zemo and end this fight once and for all. Wildcard, during a last-ditch effort, he could get close enough to Zemo to surprise him with those bat ears, as they are detachable, and sharp blades as well. Batman has fought tough opponents with way more than average brains. When you look at Bane, for instance, using his intelligence, he managed to bring a swarm of bad guys to take on the Caped Crusader. He also waited until the Bat was exhausted from fighting those guys, that when it came to a fight with Bane, he wouldn't be able to use his full potential, leaving Bane with a lot more to work with, which resulted in Batman's broken spine, a scene so iconic they brought it back into the live-action Christopher Nolan film Dark Knight Rises. I bring this up because even a man like Bane's brilliance didn't keep Batman down forever, and the two eventually got to duke it out again a few more times where Bane isn't lucky, and it took a wave of men to tire down Batman. And since Zemo doesn't have the power to make copies of himself during a fight, it seems Batman still has the physical prowess to overpower the boy. and win this. Alright guys, well that's it. If you guys liked either one of my arguments, you know what you can do? You can hashtag Baron Zemo or you can hashtag Batman. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys keeping it 700 subs. Peace. Shout out to all my content supporters. Not working together, but we like to give credit where credit is due. Ivan the Unstoppable for all the knowledge of comic feats, Watch Mojo for origins and for all the background videos, Comic Historian, Comics Explained, and key issues. Go ahead and check them out and tap into the world of comics by supporting other creators. Link to channels will be in the description below.